I think I speak for every Payday fan when I say the lead up to the Payday 3 trailer was the worst week for the franchise in recent years. And when we did get the trailer at the Xbox showcase, it still left us fans confused. Why is there in-game currency? Why is there a season pass? Why is there a silver edition and a gold edition? And why is there a collector's edition that costs $130? Thankfully, Starbreeze and Overkill answered most of these questions and settled the major concerns of the fanbase with the latest dev diary and the FAQ section of Payday 3's Steam page. In this video, I'll be examining both and making some speculations at the end about who the two additional heisters are that will be joining the original crew. So, let's get into it. I'll keep the FAQ section brief, seeing that it covers some stuff that's in the devlog. We go over some basic information that we've known even before the trailer. When is it coming out? September 21st. What engine is it? Unreal 4. Who's going to be in it? The original gang plus 2 more. What talent is going to be in it? Simon Kerr, Pete Gold, Damon Poitier, and Nicholas Berglund taking over the role of Wolf. No mention of face actors. Rest in peace, Eric Adibare as Dallas. You will be missed. What engine is it? Unreal 4. However, they do mention they have plans to upgrade post-launch to Unreal 5. I'm going to be the first one to admit I have no idea what it takes or how easy it is to port an Unreal 4 game to Unreal 5, but just as a point of comparison, take Ark Survival Evolved for an instance. If it takes a whole new release to upgrade to UE5 for them, how is Overkill going to pull it off for Payday? I don't know, I'm not an expert in this area, but it's just food for thought. Will the game be available on consoles? Yes, it's going to be the same game on PC and consoles, unlike Payday 2. How much is it? $39.99. If I pre-order the standard edition, am I locked out of getting any other editions? No, you can upgrade anytime. What's in the season pass? The silver edition has the first 6 months, 2 heists, 2 tailor packs, 2 weapon packs, and the gold edition comes with 4 heists, 4 tailor packs, and 4 weapon packs, with the promise that the DLC model will be similar to Payday 2, still being able to purchase DLC separately. Will there be microtransactions? Yes, you can buy Payday credits separately, only for purchasing additional cosmetic items that will have no effect on gameplay. This point has me concerned to say the least. Payday credits are one thing, but if Overkill takes on a Fortnite-style rotating cosmetic shop that can potentially lock out players from ever getting skins again, then we'll have a problem. However, if they move forward with how they intend to implement the silver and gold editions, that being leaving them able to be purchased even after launch, it'll be mostly smooth sailing for me. Where can we see gameplay? In the launch trailer and in the dev diaries. Will there be cross-play and cross-progression? Yes, always great to hear. Who is the main composer? Gustavo Coutinho. Good to have him back. That about covers it. Overall, this post has done a lot of good when it comes to dispelling worries players have over Payday 3, yet there's still some things to be concerned about. Personally, I'm still worried about content being put out on timed exclusivity. Now that we've covered the Steam FAQ section, let's jump into the first dev diary, which they've aptly named It's Payday. The video starts off with Elizabeth and Almir giving an overall introduction to the dev diaries as a whole, before we jump into more footage of Payday 3. We get more shots of the secure Capitol Bank and a better look at the outside area overlooking the water that has previously been featured in Payday 3's concept art and promotional material. We then are introduced to Andreas, the lead producer, as he explains how heisting has evolved for loud and stealth gameplay. We see a clip of chains sneaking around behind a building that looks a hell of a lot like Jewelry Store and Ukrainian Job, as Andreas explains the new search phase to stealth, showing that guards will no longer stand idly by or immediately sound the alarm if something's out of place. Instead, now search out and look for the source of the trouble, i.e., us as the player. This is a major improvement to stealth as a mechanic. It reminds me of how stealth is handled in the new Hitman games. Guards not immediately sounding the alarm at suspicious activity, rather searching out and looking for who or what caused it. Here's hoping that we'll also be able to distract guards in some way with either some kind of distraction device or bullet impact. No mention of the pager system yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it made a return, hopefully with some much needed improvements. We then get a full explanation of what is going on during the trailer when the gang was sending out hostages outside to the police. Andreas explains that this is a new phase to Loud called Negotiation, which lets players trade hostages before a police assault for more time, or trade them after for what Andreas calls resources, most likely health and ammo. This is an interesting addition to the Loud formula, and it has me excited for what kind of strategies people will come up with for specific heists. Perhaps trading early will be more effective on one heist compared to another, where it's better to trade later. I know there's plenty of heisters who wish they had this ability on heists like First World Bank during Overdrill, once they had run out of their own ammo and meds. The video continues with Andreas and Almir explaining the new setting of New York, on how it's the capital of capitalism and the perfect setting for the launch of Payday 3, with room to expand later. We get a quick look at the stealth heist from the screenshots on the store page, appearing to be an art gallery. Almir then casually drops the bombshell that we will actually have 6 heisters within the first year of Payday 3, the core 4 at launch and 2 more heisters joining them. Andreas then returns to confirm crossovers will be happening for Payday 3, with the caveat that they as a dev team will put more effort into making sure they cross over with IPs that fit the theme and can belong in the universe of Payday. This is good news for future crossovers for Payday 3, however, I still have my concerns about returning crossover characters in heists. I'm fairly confident that Jack can make a comeback for Payday 3, but what about the other crossover characters? Will John Wick be returning? Or Bodhi? Or Jimmy? Rest in peace, Scarface. If Payday 3 is a success, will we be getting classic heists from the first 2 games? If we get Payday 2's catalog of heists, will we be missing Scarface Mansion, Birth of Sky, or the 2 John Wick missions? Will my dream of playing an updated, actually good version of Goat Simulator be destroyed before it even begins? It's tough to say, I'm not Starbreeze or Overkill, but here's hoping we can get back our favorite crossover characters and even heists for Payday 3. Going back to the devlog and taking a look at the gameplay clips, we see Chains shooting a cop with the double barrel, yet when the cop dies, he drops some kind of grenade. I'd assume it's a flashbang, but seeing how close we as the player are, I'm not getting blinded. It appears that it's not a flashbang. I don't know. Maybe we'll see more diversity in the grenade pool that cops can use in this game, but it's nice to see that my prediction about grenades in the gameplay trailer came true, which you can find in the cards in this video and in the description below. We cut to see another heister in a stairwell shooting cops with some very smooth animations, and that goes to the rest of the clips in the video. Very slick, very nice to look at. But it's not the quality of the animations or the weapon he's firing that is the interesting part. It's rather that this heister is wearing all black and sporting leather gloves, rather than the classic blue surgical ones. This is compounded when we see another heister on the roof of what I assume is the art gallery heist using a shotgun and sporting brown leather gloves, possibly wearing a suit jacket, it's hard to say. We get a clip of someone shooting from the windows down at the cops in the parking lot with maybe an AK, and then get a shot of Chains in the lobby of the bank shooting at cops dressed in white, as it appears to be money flying in the air, possibly coming from him. I'm not sure, seeing how short the clip is, yet it is a very real thing that during the development cycle of Payday 2, the devs toyed around with the idea of having bags be able to be shot and begin to lose cash. I can't say for certain if this is what we're seeing on screen, yet if this mechanic is what we're seeing, I'd be curious to see how it would affect gameplay. Going back to those cops in white, my best guess is that we are possibly seeing the return of the hostage rescue team into Payday. For those of you unaware, the quote-unquote hostage rescue team is more than just a voice line from Payday 2. They were their own special unit that would spawn at the end of assault waves, attempting to steal your hostages away from you. In Payday the Heist, these guys would be wearing regular white shirts and silenced Bernetti 9s, and in Payday 2, they're all but extinct. Despite Bane announcing their presence in heists, they will never spawn. However, there are a few heists that still have their spawns scripted. On day 2 of Watch Dogs, one will be part of the squad of cops attempting to steal the cocaine you spent all of day 1 fighting over. The hostage rescue team in Payday 2 wore ballistic vests and balaclavas, using compact 5s to limited amounts of success. If this is the return of the hostage rescue team for Payday 3, I am more than thrilled to see it. These guys added a touch of realism to the game and proved to be quite capable of being a threat if unchecked in Payday the Heist at least. Of course, I can be completely wrong about this being the return of the hostage rescue team for Payday 3. They could just be light armored SWAT, but let me know what you guys think these guys are in the comments. Almir then returns to emphasize the focus on the story of Payday and the original 4 members, which is a nice thing to hear. The story of Payday is one of the most convoluted spaghetti webs of a narrative I have ever seen in recent years. There have been minor hints about what is bringing the crew back to the life they left behind, yet as of the moment I'm writing this script, there is still nothing concrete. Here's hoping for this new narrative we can stay mostly more grounded with mystical 5th dimensional beings and immortal kings as a cherry on top of our gritty crime story. The devlog then wraps up showing us some more clips of the gang shooting, and one of the clips revealing the return of the M308 rifle, which has been a staple of the Payday arsenal since the first game, and another clip of a heister throwing a grenade one-handed while shooting. Now, let's get into the two clown-masked elephants in the room and talk about the heisters joining the gang post-launch. Several times in the trailer we see a heister wearing clothes and gloves that don't match any existing design for the gang we've seen so far. However, I personally don't think that this is a showcase of a new or returning member of the gang. Rather, I think that this may be Payday 3's take on the tactical BDU. Payday the Heist had its version, Payday 2 had one, so it stands to reason so would Payday 3. But back to the heisters. Let me throw in my 2 cents. I bet, and this is only based off one bit of evidence by the way, that the next 2 heisters for Payday 3 are Houston and Dragon. The one bit of evidence being for those characters is their presence in the Russian Badger's April Fool's Day video posted on the Payday YouTube channel, where both characters return voiced by their respective actors, Derek Ray and Dragomir Mursic respectively. Of course, I can be completely off the mark when it comes to these 2 being the heisters. However, with Andreas at the end of the video during outtakes mentioning Houston directly, I think it's a safe bet to put faith in the return of the brother of Dallas. But I don't mind if I'm wrong on this one. Payday has such a wide variety of characters with unique personalities. I don't mind if any one of them come back. Anyways, if you found this video, thank you for watching. I'll be covering the devlogs as they come out, and let me know if there's anything I missed in the comments section below. I've got more videos coming soon, so subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out. That's all I've got for you this time. See you guys. Okay, now hear me out. I know the Epic Games crossplay thing was an overall bad move for Payday, but what if they did it in part to get the gang into Fortnite? It kind of already works. 4-man squad, there's different looks you can go with. Maybe? I don't know.